A legend returns to the stage of open sports cars. The features: a metal bracket which extends from the B-pillar over the entire width of the vehicle. The Porsche Targa 911. Targa. In the 60s, Porsche reinvents a new form of convertible by accident.
Firstly, the Targa is a vehicle that also, as before, lies between the convertible and the coupe. That is, it has a fixed roof part, while still offering the possibility to drive open. However, once it's less outdoors than in a convertible. The Targa is an absolute Porsche-style icon, so it was clear that we were looking for a solution to combine the unique look with the comfort that the customer of today wants.
The result is a fascinating choreography of mechanically moving body parts. The optics, classic Targa. The motion of a retractable convertible roof a la Mercedes SLK. Also in the new Targa, the special driving experience of the first variants can be seen again. Above the head, the open sky. Inside, security. The protective guard and the large rear window keep the wind at a distance, at least at highway speeds. The 911 Targa has always been regarded as the Porsche for connoisseurs who appreciate the peculiarities of the 911 even at lower speeds. 1966, the Porsche 911 enriched the model range with an open version for the first time. Characteristic of the optics, the wide roll bar and the large rear window. The Targa with the fixed roof part quickly finds fans. The anti-roll bars, Porsche speaks of a safety cabriolet, is really a stopgap measure. The 911 chassis proved too soft for an open vehicle in the beginning. Only in 1983 did the 911 Cabriolet appear. The Targa with the metal bracket remained parallel in the program until 1995. Even in southern Italy, a country full of Ferraristi, the new Targa created a stir. The open 911 cleverly plays with tradition and modernity. Porsche skillfully integrated the classic Targa-style elements into the design of the 911 from 2011. You could almost say that the 911 has a new sweet side. The backwards inclined roll bar with the sloping rear window seems to extend it and make it even more elegant. The name Targa was selected by the people from Zuffenhausen in Germany in the mid-60s for the safety convertible as a tribute to the Targa Florio, a road race in Sicily. Later, the person responsible at Porsche noticed Targa is the Italian word for shield. The Targa would not be a Porsche if, in addition to the delightful open cruising, it did not dominate the sporty chase on asphalt. Especially in the all-wheel drive version, the 911 is different from any of the old, temperamental rear-drive models. It takes exactly 19 seconds for the small servo motors, the cables, the hydraulic cylinder and the cover mechanism. Two flaps in the Targa arch free the way for the linkage, but this roof ballet, however, can only be operated standing still, for reasons of weight.
I really think that we have tried to keep the extra weight of the roof within limits. There's pretty much an extra weight of 20 kilograms. For this, we use the magnesium parts, like from the convertible, as with the hood. In other places too, we have used lightweight construction. Thus, the roof can only be operated while stopped. For it to operate at speed, the weight of the construction would have increased further.
These 20 kilos extra weight compared to the convertible don't matter on the road, and personal best tastes are achieved on the racetrack, which was never the intention of a Targa pilot. The command center of the Porsche 911 Targa, sober, uncluttered, and ergonomically close to perfection, as one knows it from the Swabian sports car manufacturer. In the basic version, manual labor is required, 7 gears, handwork. The 6-cylinder boxer engine at the rear hidden under a cover, and of course, since the 996, cooled with water. Only the die-hard Porsche purists don't like it, and this doesn't detract from the driving pleasure that the new Porsche 911 Targa offers. The highlight of any 911 series since the G model is the turbo. No other 911 except the GTs stand for a more absolute performance. This is no more true for the new Turbo S than all others before it. Performance gain today also means to follow more stringent exhaust gas laws. Porsche specifies a standard consumption of 9.7 liters per 100 kilometers for the Turbo S. With the first turbo in 1973, it was 20 liters with half the power. The efficiency of the new direct injection engine is amazing. On the Bilsterberg racetrack, we look for another efficiency of the super sports car. 560 horsepower and an extremely fast-change 7-speed dual-clutch transmission make for a never-ending thrust and unbelievable acceleration out of the corners. The new water-cooled front axle allows for better torque shift between the axles. Thus, the performance of the 911 is almost the same. The active chassis components contribute to ensure that the speed remains manageable and the car can slow down extremely well. Driving a Porsche Turbo has never felt so safe and easy. So that braking remains constant and the braking points don't vary, the Turbo S has a standard ceramic composite brake. The standard rear axle provides for driving stability, steers against the front wheels up to 50 kilometers an hour for better maneuverability. This is reversed from 80. The rear axle now steers along so that the car builds up stabilizing forces much faster. The rear stays easier in the track. The third pillar in the driving stability of the 911 are the aerodynamics. A new front spoiler and an adjustable wing press the turbo onto the road with an additional 132 kilograms. The new feature on the front spoiler of the turbo is its variability. It's adjustable depending on requirements. Road holding and handling of the turbo are far away from a normal car in performance mode. Thanks to lightweight construction of composite of steel and aluminum, the 911 has a curb weight of 1,600 kilos despite all-wheel drive. That is 50 kilograms less than its predecessor, despite greater dimensions. The current turbo is 4 meters 50 long and 1 meter 88 wide. But a 911 is not only an uncompromising sports car. It has never been. Already at its launch in 1963, Porsche placed value from the outset on the fact that it was absolutely suitable for everyday use. And thanks to the variety of possibilities that hydraulic, servo motor, and electronics offer today, this range applies more than ever before.
Naturally, we're finding a new group of customers with this vehicle who may not always drive on the track flat out, but who buy the car because they say, "This is a great car, I like it, it's a great brand, and I would like to have a vehicle like that to drive." That's really what we want to show with the 911 Turbo specifically, this large spectrum. You can drive this vehicle comfortably on public roads. You can use it to drive from Hamburg to Munich without your head bursting. And that's just not the case with other vehicles which are designed, without compromise, for the racetrack.
The 911 Turbo with its rear axle steering, active aerodynamics, and the new all-wheel drive are again technology showpieces. Already a bit in front of the 911 Carrera, but at some point that will also benefit from the technology. Just be patient.
California, palm trees, freeways, the manageable skyscrapers of Los Angeles. Expanse. In Pasadena near LA, Porsche presents the new 911, the GTS. Our choices are convertible for the bright sunshine in California and a speed limit of 65 miles per hour or a little over 100 kilometers per hour. With 430 horsepower, the GTS closes the gap between the Carrera S and the GT3, ideal for a ride through the mountains behind Los Angeles. The adaptive dampers and revised steering of the GTS Porsche make for an unbelievably precise driving machine. The flap exhaust sounds even rougher than the S ruts. Speed range, the GTS feels noticeably freer than the S, Thanks to the new resonance system, it takes 4.6 seconds in the Cabrio 4 to get to 100. Top speed is 304. Porsche has set the Carrera GTS 10mm lower, making it look more determined with black headlights, and also equips it as a rear-wheel drive. Wide rear and 305 tyres on 20-inch rims. High-tech between generations of a growing fleet of a Californian horse ranch. The trip continues in the endless California expanse.